Coming up next on KPBS Evening Edition, San Diego County is getting more state parolees than expected. We'll see how that's affecting the county probation department.
The U.S. Labor Secretary made a stop in San Diego today. What she has to say about the future of the job market coming up.
And take a look at this, a candy-coated mountain in the middle of the desert just east of San Diego. Find out why its future is uncertain.
KPBS Evening Edition starts now.
Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Joanne Ferrian.
And I'm Dwayne Brown. Nearly 300 low-level offenders have been released from county jail early. Sheriff Bill Gore says it's to prevent overcrowding as state prisons shift more of their inmates to county jails. It's already having an impact on the county probation department. KPBS reporter Allison St. John is following the story and joins us by phone. Allison, how is San Diego dealing with the higher than expected influx of state prisoners?
Well, Dwayne, two things are happening. First of all, more state parolees apparently are reoffending than expected and having to go back behind bars, which means into jail. That's putting pressure on the jails. So the sheriff's responded by using his authority to cut sentences for low-level offenders by about 10%. So about 300 of those low-level offenders are now out of jail and under the jurisdiction of the probation department. Now, in San Diego, the sheriff and the chief probation officer are working together, so they're trying to coordinate all this and make sure that it's manageable. But the adult probation officers already have a caseload of about 50-1 for high-risk offenders, so it's putting quite a strain on them. However, Matt Jenkins, the chief probation officer, says this could just be a temporary thing, just a blip, and it could subside.
Mm-hmm. Are we seeing people coming out of state prisons at higher risks than expected?
Well, Jenkins says that he's received more than 900 of post-release offenders. That's the ones coming out of state prisons, and that's 25% more than predicted for the first 3 months of this transition process. He is hiring 75 extra probation officers for a whole new department to deal with these offenders, but he's only managed to hire 22 of them so far because of such stringent background checks that are required. So there is a great deal of pressure right now on the law enforcement system here in the county.
And I'm sure you'll be keeping us abreast of this story. KPBS reporter Allison St. John.
The state Supreme Court is upholding state Senate maps drawn last year by an independent redistricting commission, allowing them to be used in the June primary. Republican activists tried to block the maps. The new districts give Democrats a better chance of winning a majority in the state Senate. An initiative challenging the maps is expected to qualify for the November ballot.
The nation's labor secretary made a stop in San Diego today. KPBS business reporter Eric Anderson says Hillary Solis toured the Job Corps Center in Imperial Beach and promised better times ahead.
The Obama administration's top labor official is out spreading the president's message that the job picture is getting better. Former California Congresswoman Hillary Solis toured the vocational job training campus where construction and manufacturing trades teach their skills.
And keep going. Keep going. We want you guys to keep going. The president wants you to keep going.
She says the students training here today will be ready for jobs when the economic recovery takes off. She says that's starting to happen.
Yes, it is, because we've already seen in 22 months 3.2 million private sector jobs, and it's across the board. It's in manufacturing. It's also in housing. It's starting to come back. And we're looking at repairing commercial buildings and homes. So all of these skills that they're learning are applicable to those kinds of sectors.
Learning how these circuit breakers work is an important part of learning how this job works. And what the students here hope to do is to take the skills they learn here and turn it into a $10 or $15 an hour entry-level job. That job can get even bigger, $30 to $40 an hour as they move on up.
In plumbing, we teach them how to install pipes, water, sewer, and gas. We install fixtures. We do underground stuff. Those are the hard skills, but there's a lot of soft skills we teach too, which are maybe even just more important. We teach resumes, applications, interview skills, basically just how to get and keep a job.
Hundreds of young people pass through the San Diego Job Corps program each year. Many are getting job training and completing their high school education.
That's Eric Anderson reporting. The Labor Department oversees training at the San Diego Job Corps Center.
Starting Monday, 1/3 of the northbound lanes at the San Ysidro Port of Entry will be closed for construction. Port officials plan to double-stack inspections on the remaining lanes to prevent big traffic jams coming into the U.S. The port is being expanded to reduce wait times at the border from 2 hours to about 30 minutes. Well, there was a lot of concrete poured at San Diego State University today, 60 truckloads of it for the new Aztec Center. The new building will be bigger and greener than the old Student Union. It's expected to be finished next year.
Getting the proper foods and nutrition are important for growing minds and bodies. Today, about 450 elementary school kids in the Murphy Canyon area receive what sponsors call blessings in a backpack. These volunteers are from the Farmers Insurance Golf Tournament.
Got it? I'm carrying groceries.
They're unloading backpacks for needy school children at Doris Elementary. 98% of these kids are from military families on limited incomes.
She likes the popcorn.
Stacy Jones is the school's principal. She says more than half of her student body, or about 750 kids, are on the free or reduced lunch program.
And there's usually some type of staple they could use. Children seem to like the macaroni and cheese the best, where you could actually serve a hot meal for lunch on the weekend, especially kids. If you have 3 kids here, you get 3 boxes.
Almost every school in San Diego County has children who go without eating for days on a regular basis, especially over the weekend. It's estimated 1 out of 7 children in the county is living in poverty. So when Monday rolls around, a hungry belly makes it hard to concentrate on learning.
It's tend to be a supplement, not meant to be their food, but we are conscious about it. Parents have come and talked to us. We've talked to them about what works, what not works, what they'd not like to see in it, and we have actually removed items from it.
Christy Smith says the program has been a huge help for her family. She has a 6 and 10-year-old at the school.
And it does help ease the burden because a lot of the parents also are single income families.
Like so many parents, she's also concerned about nutrition. She volunteers once a week to help fill the backpacks.
It helps me feel like, okay, and it's something that I'm also helping with the program. And as far as obesity is concerned, we want to make sure that the food that they get is nutritious, not just filler. We want it to be nutritious for the kids, and we also have input on what goes into the backpacks.
Farmers Insurance joined with the PGA Tour to sponsor the backpack program for 2 more years at Doris Miller Elementary. Here's a riddle for you. What does propaganda mean? Joanne and the editors at the Evening Edition Roundtable are talking about that.
More than 6 years after U.S. Marines killed 24 unarmed Iraqis in the village of Haditha, the criminal case is over. Staff Sergeant Frank Woodridge is being demoted for dereliction of duty, but no one is going to prison, and Iraqi officials now say they'll take action. And the San Diego Convention Center is a giant step closer to expanding. Who's paying for it? And is there a better plan, one that involves developing more waterfront property with a new arena and stadium? UT San Diego owner Doug Manchester thinks so. Joining me to talk about these stories are Mark Sauer, KPBS senior news editor, and Tony Perry, San Diego bureau chief for the LA Times. Thank you both for being here. I want to start with you, Tony, first of all, and the court-martial. Tell us about the plea.
Frank Woodridge, the squad leader, took a plea. He pled guilty to negligent dereliction of duty and exchanged a whole bunch of other charges. Manslaughter, assault, and other dereliction charges were dropped. And under the plea bargain, he will serve no time. He may probably be demoted to a private. And the issue of him leaving the Marine Corps, what kind of discharge, that's still open.
So this is a charge that could have carried a 3-month jail sentence, but who in the end decided he shouldn't go to jail?
All roads in a court-martial lead to the general, and the general said no time. The judge, who had heard the court-martial before the plea bargain was reached, said he'd have given him the max of some 90 days. But under the plea bargain, the general said no time at all. Was
this expected, this kind of outcome?
This was exactly expected because the hearing officer at the preliminary hearing, called an Article 32 in the military, had said in 2007 He didn't think they could prosecute Witterich successfully on the heavier charges, on the death charges, that there just wasn't the evidence, but that on the dereliction charges, that probably would lead to a conviction. So this was exactly what was predicted in 2007.
Now, Mark, we know from our own coverage for the past several weeks, we've had several guests on this show. There's the debate going on in the civilian community. Was justice served? What are people saying?
Well, there's the court-martial and then there's the court of public opinion, and that's decidedly mixed. This was uncovered. The Marines wanted to, if cover up is too strong a word, certainly wanted this to go away and whitewash it at the time. It was uncovered by the media, Time magazine. And folks are outraged if this happens in the fog of war. Tony's been there. He's been in that specific place where the killings took place, and this happens when you go to war. This is war is a failure all the way around. It's a failure of diplomacy. It's a failure on every level when you go to war and necessarily have to go to war. That debate still ties back to this case. Did we have to go to war? This is the sort of thing that happens in war.
I want to show our audience a couple comments from kpbs.org, because this debate is going on our website. And we've got one. This is from Peking Duck, I believe. He says, this is precisely the type of corrupt crap that turns public opinion against the military. But then we have another commenter. This is from David 65, who says, we clothe them, and he's referring to how young the men and women are that we send off to war. We clothe them in a uniform, arm them with deadly weapons, and send them to kill in a war touted as necessary for peace. Those same men and women are suddenly in situations no one can fathom other than watching a movie. War changes people and makes them do things they normally would not do. Now, Tony, is this really capturing the debate, do you think?
I think so. Frank Redistricting was 23 years old and a squad leader one morning when they went in the convoy and a roadside bomb blew up underneath one of the Humvees. Miguel Terrazas, one of his colleagues, was killed. Witterich goes over. His face is all black and burned. He couldn't figure out who it was. His legs had been severed, and suddenly they thought they were under fire. A lieutenant says, clear those houses, and they went over and cleared them. They cleared them in a way that was permissible in 2004 in Fallujah, when it was really force on force. They went in with grenades, they went in with M16s, looking for a gunman they thought was firing on them. They didn't find a gunman, they didn't find any guns, but what they did was killed 19 Iraqis, including 3 women and 7 children.
Now, Mark, you mentioned it was a Time magazine reporter who uncovered this. We interviewed him earlier this week. Tim McGurk, I believe is his name. And he had interviewed a 9-year-old surviving girl, one of the few witnesses. And he was saying, I can only imagine what these families are thinking right now in terms of this verdict. And just a day later, we hear an official from the Iraqi government who says they're going to take action. Can they do anything, Tony?
No. What they can do, they've done, and that is they did not agree to allow the U.S. forces to stay beyond January 1st. They wouldn't allow what they call a status of forces agreement that would essentially say anything the Americans do, the Americans will deal with in their own judicial system. They said, no, we want these kinds of cases dealt with in the Iraqi system. That was unacceptable to the White House, and so the U.S. combat forces are out of Iraq. And people argue that the Haditha case is one of those cases that led the Iraqis to say, no more are we going to allow foreign troops on our soil that are immune to our judicial system.
Okay, we're going to move on to our next topic. If you happen to see the UT San Diego front page editorial last Sunday, you'll know the paper's new owner has a brand new vision for San Diego's downtown. The editorial generated some discussion in the community, but is it realistic? And what about Mayor Jerry Sanders' plan? His vision for the expanded convention center is already underway. Now, Mark, let's begin with you. First of all, you're a longtime newspaper man, so are you, Tony. What'd you think when you saw that editorial?
It was a jaw-dropper. It was a Hey Martha moment for me Sunday morning. Half the front page with this grand vision, as Papa Doug calls it. And the concern there, this is a front page editorial. This is right next to the news stories. And the concern is this propaganda from Papa Doug? You know, they said they were going to do this. They said we're going to come in and we're going to boost. We're going to promote, stop the obstructionists, promote things like a Charger Stadium. And by gum, they came in and did it, didn't they? And it was just really rather unusual. And if you see a front page editorial on something like 9/11 or VJ Day or some dramatic event, yes, but no. And since the days of yellow journalism and Hearst and that kind of stuff, this is very unusual.
Tony, would the LA Times do something like this?
Not in the modern era, but certainly decades ago. What this is a throwback. This is how newspapers used to be run decades ago with the Hearsts and the Chandlers and the Copleys, who had grand visions that sometimes also were visions for their own pocketbooks as well as the good of their city. We'll see how it works. The actual vision itself was pretty recycled. The 10th Avenue Marine idea for a stadium. All of these ideas have been around and sort of shot down and gummed over, so it was a bit of old wine in new bottles. So we'll see whether they've come up with some new ideas or they're just going to trumpet old ideas using this big new megaphone that they bought called the UT San Diego.
So what's the point? If you're Doug Manchester, you're John Lynch, and I mean, a little bit of fact checking, you realize that this would take so many levels of government approval. So, you know, the people voted on the 10th Avenue terminal and they rejected that plan. So why do you do this? Is it to generate the discussion, the debate? Why do you do something like this?
Well, it is. And, you know, a newspaper is supposed to be a marketplace of ideas, and but you're not generally supposed to be the newsmaker yourself here, especially as Tony says, you may have some sort of tangential interest in it yourself from your own pocketbook standpoint. I think you'll have to take them at face value. They want to see this be a great city. They think we've fallen back in these penny-pinching times, and they want a grand vision and get this to be America's finest city in the greatest country in the world, which is what it now says on the front page every day. It used to say more than 1 million readers a week, and now it says that. So we'll take them at the face. Boosterism and civic pride and all of this come in, that's fine. But if it's lipstick on a pig, is that too much to say this idea has been shot down? The mayor is moving along. The process has started. We talked about this tax that's forth, and that will be decided upon here by the hotel folks. And it's a little late in the game to come with this grand vision. They deliberately don't get into too many details. They throw on around a $1.5 billion price tag. Don't really talk about where that money's coming from. So it's stirred up a lot of comments in their paper and throughout.
So bring our audience up to speed a little bit in terms of what happened at this week's City Council meeting with the Convention Center. Council approved forming a district so that hotel owners can vote in April whether or not they want to pass on a tax to people who stay at their hotel. 3% tax if you're near the Convention Center, 2%, 1% depending on how far away you are. There was very little discussion about this plan. Quickly before we go, was that on purpose? No one wants to talk about it at City Council?
It didn't come up. The mayor sure doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah, I would say that they haven't stuck it on the agenda, and maybe they don't read the paper. Who knows?
Okay, Mark Sauer and Tony Perry, thank you both for being here.
Pleasure. You bet.
It took an artist nearly 3 decades to build a monument of faith in the Imperial Valley. It's called Salvation Mountain, and now it needs a savior. We'll tell you why in just a moment. This is KPBS Evening Edition.
Tonight on KPBS at 8, PBS's longest-running public affairs series, featuring Washington's top journalists analyzing the week's top news stories. Washington Week. Then at 8:30, Need to Know is News, covering 5 primary beats: the economy, the environment and energy, health, security, and culture. And at 9, Frontline investigates the ongoing meth problem in America and its devastating impact. That's all tonight on KPBS.
She shot to stardom.
She never missed.
And became an American icon.
There's never been anybody like Annie Oakley. This sweet person, but with this big bang gun.
But at the height of her popularity, scandal threatened to bring her down.
This newspaper report came out, just dragging her into the gutter.
Annie Oakley.
She's such a complicated package.
On American Experience.
Tuesday at 8 on KPBS. KPBS Evening Edition is made possible by Joan and Irwin Jacobs and by
It took artist Leonard Knight almost 30 years to build a mountain out of adobe and paint in the Imperial Valley Desert. It's called Salvation Mountain, and it draws thousands of tourists to the area.
KPBS arts reporter Angela Carone finds out why a monument to religious salvation now needs its own savior.
Along dusty Highway 111 in Nyland, California, the Buckshot Deli and Diner is the place to get a strong cup of coffee and directions to the area's most famous landmark.
Go 2 blocks to the south and turn left, and you go straight. And that's just how it is. You just know the people that want to go to Salvation Mountain. And they're probably sometimes you'll get 100 a day that just want to go to Salvation Mountain.
The draw of Salvation Mountain is not surprising. After all, how often does one see a candy-colored mountain 3 stories high in the middle of the desert?
Hello, my name is Leonard Knight, and I made this mountain 22 years here, and I'd love to give you a tour of it.
Filmmakers and photographers have helped spread the word about Salvation Mountain and Leonard Knight, the self-taught artist who spent years building his monument to God's love. Knight lived at the mountain in the back of a pickup truck. For years, he would greet visitors and give daily tours.
Everybody's more than welcome to straggle up if you want.
This past December, Leonard Knight moved to a nursing home in San Diego County. He's 80 years old. Without Knight living and working on site, Salvation Mountain's future is now uncertain.
Or the paint, obviously.
San Diegan Dan Westfall and a group of concerned locals have formed a nonprofit board to preserve and protect the mountain.
Number one is security. This is not a really, stable, secure neighborhood. There are elements around here that don't respect Leonard's art, that don't respect much of anything.
Just down the road from Salvation Mountain is Slab City, what is sometimes referred to as the last free place in America. People live off the grid here, some squatting year-round on state-owned land, and others, snowbirds, setting up camp during the mild winter months.
We have 4 members of the board are from Slab City. They are in 10-minute drive, 15, 20-minute walk of the mountain, so if there's an issue, there's someone on site. They've been a great saving grace here for us.
Of course, it's kind of looked at as a place where a lot of criminals, outlaws, hippies, and no-goods live.
This is Cuervo, and these are his mules, Rock and Roll and Cocky Walker. Cuervo lives in a tent in Slab City. He says a lot of people there want to see Salvation Mountain preserved.
Oh, well, I think it's beautiful, and I like the way he built it. I'm not real, fond of the Jesus stuff and all that. I'm not a real religious guy as far as that, especially the Christian Jesus part and all that. Of course, love is nice. I recognize that.
Complicating matters further is the question of ownership. The state is not sure they own the land under Salvation Mountain. They say right now they don't have the resources to find out if they do. Meanwhile, the new board is looking for a caretaker to live at the mountain.
Leonard was here working on it 24/7, and that's kind of what needs to happen.
Jo Farb Hernandez is the director of Spaces, an organization that helps preserve work by outsider artists. She says the caretaker will have to do more than protect the mountain. They'll need to patch the adobe and paint on a daily basis.
Somebody needs to be here on site, somebody that knows what they're doing, to do conservation work on it as needed, because otherwise it will be impossible to save. People are climbing all over it, and there are cracks all over it. And somebody's boot heel catches in it, and a chunk comes out, and then the rain gets in, or the sun peels back the paint, and pretty soon you've got a much larger chunk that's out.
Salvation Mountain was Leonard Knight's passion and his life work. Transferring that kind of passion to someone else who will volunteer to live and work there for a small stipend is a challenge.
I can't imagine the amount of labor that Leonard put into this in the last 27 years. That passion is going to take a unique individual that's going to value this enough to say this is worth doing.
It's probably one of the more problematic sites in the country, certainly, if not the world. But I personally think that this is one of the top tier of art environments in the country, if not the world, on a lot of different levels. I think aesthetically, conceptually, spiritually, certainly.
Over the years, Leonard Knight has been approached by religious groups who wanted to include their message on the mountain. He always refused, choosing one simple mission, to let people know that his God is a God of love.
I want Leonard's legacy to live on. You know, Leonard always said, keep it simple. And it can't be any more simple than this, and people coming and helping and making the mountain grow and stay for future generations. I want my grandkids to bring their kids here.
That was Angela Carone reporting.
Nearly a decade ago, Salvation Mountain was recognized by Congress as a national treasure.
This is KPBS Evening Edition.
I'm Margaret Warner. On the next news hour, what's at stake in the Florida primary? As seen by Judy Woodruff, David Brooks, and E.J. Dione. That's Friday on the PBS NewsHour.
The American people have named PBS the most trusted source of news
and public affairs
for the 8th year
in a row.
Trust.
The American people have spoken.
Thank you.
Next time on Frontline.
You could run a dead man for coroner and he'd get elected.
After the crime.
They find what the police want them to find.
After the mistakes.
Story after story about incompetence.
The truth is in the coroner's hands.
You call a death an accident or miss a homicide, a murderer goes free.
Frontline, ProPublica, and NPR investigate.
The truth did go to the grave.
Post-mortem.
Tuesday at 10 on KPBS.
Welcome back to the Public Square on KPBS Evening Edition. Tonight, a follow-up to that fire at a school in City Heights. An arsonist set fire to several school buildings at Ellis Burney Elementary 10 days ago. Damage is estimated around $600,000. Parents and the community have been fundraising to replace school supplies, and so far they've raised $14,000. Another fundraising event is scheduled for early next month. You can go to friendsofAliceBurney.org for more information. Well, you can weigh in on the conversation, this conversation, or any of the stories you saw tonight by following us on Twitter, liking us on Facebook, and of course you can always send me an email, jfarian@kpbs.org.
San Diego County jails have taken in more prison inmates than expected after Governor Brown ordered the state prison realignment. 260 low-level offenders in San Diego were released earlier to prevent overcrowding. And the California Supreme Court has rejected a Republican bid to overturn the new state Senate redistricting map. A similar measure is expected to go on the November ballot.
You can watch any of the stories you saw tonight on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition.
You may feel it in your sinuses. We're expecting dry, windy weather tomorrow with a red flag warning for strong gusty winds, especially in the mountain and deserts.
We leave you with a look at the forecast. Have a great weekend.
Good night.